Hello, my dear students. Good morning. Today we have conversation course number 1, and we are going to revise with you the summaries of each chapter. Each chapter contains or is followed by a summary. So we are going to revise the contents of each summary. We begin with the first chapter. The first chapter here contains personal information and social communication. We have the titles of the dialogues. I'm going to read it for you. Let me introduce myself. You are new here, aren't you? Nice to meet you. We have passport, please. I have a reservation. We need some information. These are the titles of the dialogues. Now we turn to the first chapter. We have summary on page 8. We have functions, asking for and responding information. We can report information, we can respond to questions, we can report information about ourselves, about certain things which are closely related to our daily life activities. The first one we have here, who is your supervisor? What floor do you live in? And so on. We have also where in Italy, where in Palestine, where in France do you live? Or what part of Italy, England, Palestine, Florida, and so on do you live, or are you from? How about you? What about you? And you? So these are, functions which are used to ask your addressee. You can, of course, answer his question or her question and ask her or him a question. We need some information. For example, what's your last name and your first name? Could you spell that for me, please? Could you please spell that for me? And you have to spell your name by letters. For example, someone is called Sammy. Sammy is S-A-M-Y. Someone is called, for example, Johnson. You can say J-O-H-N-S-O-N. So you have to spell, you have to learn how to spell your name, especially your last name. And when I ask you to give your full name, you must give your first name and your last name. And when you write them, try to write them in initial capital letters. Begin every name and each name with a capital letter. We have here address. Where do you live? Your address. What's your address? We have here 15 Arnold Road in Middletown. You can say, give the number of your house, the street, and the town. Yes, every time you are asked to give your address. If we turn to introductions, how to introduce yourself or introduce other people to, persons you know quite well. We can say, let me introduce myself. My name is, for example, my name is John, my name is William, my name is Henry, my name is Ahmad, my name is Hussein, I'm Rawan, I'm Rana, I'm Haya, and so on. You can introduce other people by saying, I'd like to introduce you to my mother, to my wife, to my sister, to my friend. Let me introduce you to my friend Sami. I'd like you to meet, and you give the name. I'd like you to meet Helen, to meet David, to meet Sarah, and so on. Or less formal, we can say, this is Sami, and this is Mona, and so on. If you want to correct someone, he makes a mistake, you can say, no, actually not, not really. You can say, for example, someone makes a mistake about you and say you are a soldier. No, not actually. Actually, not. Really not. Uh, not really. I'm a student. To greet people, you can say hello, this is formal, or hi, less formal. How about, or how do you do the first time? The first time you meet someone or a person, you can say, how do you do? And he or she will respond to you, how do you do? This is not a question. It's just a greeting. And repeat. You have to repeat the greeting. And of course, you can greet someone by saying, it's nice to meet you, or nice to meet you. And he can respond, he or she can respond, can reply by saying, it's nice meeting you. I'm glad to meet you. How are you? This is about your health, your, well-being. You can say, how are you? I'm well, thank you. How are you doing? The same meaning. How are you? How are you doing? How are things? And you can respond by saying fine, well, all right, okay, great, and so on. Uh, yes. And if we turn to the next summary, we can say, for example, we can deal with functions. The second chapter, before we go to the summaries, I'd like to give you the titles of the dialogues. We have here some titles. We have here, for example, what's new with you? Is anything wrong with you? Can I ask you a question? You can also say, what are you going to do this weekend? Or what are your plans? Tell me a little about yourself. If you turn to the summary of chapter 2, we have functions, the same, it is more or less the same as the first chapter, with little change. We have asking for and reporting information. information معلومات بس بدون اس، يعني بنحطش اس لانفورميشن مع انها ايه جمع. هذه ملاحظة كويس. So what's new with you? Ask about his news. So what's happening with you? So what's new with you? So what's happening? Nothing. You can say nothing. Nothing much, not much. How about you? And you? Is anything wrong with you? When you, meet someone and he or she seems upset, seems sad, seems angry, you can ask him or her by saying, is anything wrong? What's the matter? Is anything the matter? These, are questions. Where did you hear that? Who told you that? Tell me a little about yourself. What do you want to know? Yes, I want to know how many sisters or brothers do you have? What do you do for a job? What's your job? What's your career? What do you do? What do you do? Yes, ask about your job. I'm a student. I'm a soldier. I'm a sailor. I'm a carpenter. I'm a driver. I'm a teacher. Where are you from? Ask about his origin. Yes, I'm from Japan, from China, from India, and so on. Right, we can say also here, how about your family? Yes. Mm. Who are you, or where are you from, or about your family? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Are you originally from around here, or from somewhere, some country or city away from here? We turn to congratulation. When you want to congratulate someone for his good or pleasant achievements or news, you say, that's great, that's wonderful, that's fantastic, or simply congratulations. You can say congratulations. Um, well, when someone is having bad news or experiencing something bad, something sad, you can sympathize with him or her by saying, that's too bad. That's a shame. What a shame. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. You can sympathize, show sympathy to other people. And of course, you can, I mean, uh, continue the next functions. We have to look for uh, I mean chapter 4 summary. Because before we look for at the summary, we have to give you the main topics. We have telephone number, telephone, getting around town, um, transportation. We have means of communication and means of transportation. طبعا في عندنا اتصالات ومواصلات. هنا تليفون له دعوة في الاتصالات، وترانسبورتيشن له دعوة في المواصلات. We have here the titles. Directory assistance. I guess I dialed the wrong number. Does this train go to the Bronx? When is the new flight to Chicago? Can you tell me how to get to City Hall? I'm afraid I'm lost. Now let's look at the summary of chapter 3. We have here functions asking for and reporting information. Can you please, possibly, you use please or possibly to be polite with other people. Can you possibly tell me, and you ask your question, can you please tell me, either possibly or please? Right. Can you possibly tell me, can you please tell me, and you have the question, could you please, do you by any chance know, or simply tell me direct, I'd like to the number of Carlos Ramirez and so on. What or when is the new flight to Chicago? Right. Greeting people by saying hello, hi, and so on. We have direction or location. You can say, for example, ask for direction. Can you tell me to get to, please? Or giving direction. Go to, turn left, turn right, and so on. You can attract the attention of other people by saying, excuse me, pardon me. You can apologize by saying, I apologize, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. And we have also expressing certainty or uncertainty. Yes, you ask for certainty by saying, are you sure? Are you certain? Are you positive? And you can answer or express certainty by saying, I'm certain, I'm positive, I'm pretty sure. You can express surprise or disbelief. Oh no, oh no, I don't believe it, I can't believe it. You can express obligation by saying, I have got to, I have to, I need to. All right, we can look at summary of chapter 4. But before we look at the summary, I'd like to survey the titles of the dialogues. We have here, we are looking for a 2-bedroom apartment downtown. Could you pick up some sugar? It's in the daily section. It's in the dairy section. I'll be. It's amazing how little you can buy for $12.49 these days. These are delicious. Could I ask you for the recipe? Now we can move to the summary. We have summary on page 38. The first one is expressing desire. You can say express desire or inquire about desire. Ask about desire. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to get? How much do you want me to get? Expressing desire or want, we are looking for, we'd like, we need, we are out of sugar, out of milk. Yes. Then we can ask for and reporting information. What kind of a neighborhood is it? What kind of neighborhood is it? How much is the rent? You ask about the rent. How many dollars is the rent? You can ask for and reporting additional information, more information. What else do you tell? Can you tell us about the apartment, about the car? Can you tell us anything more about anything else about the apartment, about the car, about anything you would like to buy? We have direction or location. Inquire about location. We can say, where can I find? Is that downtown? And you can give location, direction by saying, here, yes, it's on Dixon Road. It's on Smith Road. It's in the here diary section. You can compliment people by saying this is, this is or these are delicious, these are excellent, superb, wonderful, fantastic. Yes, you can say that. And you can respond to the compliment by saying, oh, did you like it? Did you like them? Thank you for saying so. These are responding to course compliment. We have other functions here like expressing disbelief or surprise. You can express permission by is it allowed, are you allowed, and so on. And you can, of course, indicate permission. I think you are allowed. We have requests. Could you do me a favor? Could I ask you? And you can respond sure and so on. You can respond to the request. You can express gratitude by saying thanks, thank you so much. You can respond by saying you're welcome, my pleasure. You can agree with someone by saying you are right, that's true. I'll say you can say that, and so on. Now we have, come to the end of this lecture. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. Tell me. And thank you for joining me today. Have a good time. Goodbye. See you next lecture.